Hello, good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. No, Tuesday. Oh my God, I've been getting my days so wrong. I don't know where I am, when I am. I'm lost in space. But hello. Good morning, Mars. Good morning, Leia and Malin and JK. How are you and what are you working on, everybody? Leia is wondering if I should write some cover letter or work on my draft 3. I'm going to say work on draft 3. I will always vote, put your creativity first. And there's plenty of day left for cover letter stuff, I imagine. Well, a little uh, a little less day because I'm in Eastern time, but even still, always want to put the draft 3 work first in my mind. Mars said, we're in week 10 of my challenge to finish this draft by the end of the year. So my daily goal is 1,000 words. I'm at a whole 159 so far. That's awesome. And I want to hear more about how this ramp up challenge has been for you, Mars. I think it's really cool. Do you feel like it has felt like you feel it getting harder, or are you kind of like the lobster in boiling water where you don't really feel the added words every week? I'd love to know. And this is awesome. I know a lot of us are trying to finish a draft by the end of the year. And the end of the year is coming up so quick. I waffle back and forth between no, I can do it, and then no, you're being absolutely delusional. I'm probably being delusional. For me, I finished a chapter on Sunday. So I'm starting a new chapter today. I'm starting chapter 12 today, and I'm starting a new sequence of scenes that lead up to the midpoint, I believe. So I'm kind of in the last run up to the midpoint. And then I can finally say I'm halfway through the book, which feels great. But yeah, I've just been trying to get back in my story this week now that my work busy season is done, and I can breathe and reset my mental state and my creativity a little bit. So yeah, we're just having fun in the book. And yeah, so that's me. Aren't we all? I think that's probably to being lost in space, if I had to guess. I have so much work and I don't think I'll do my hot girl walk. Oh no. We'll just have lunch and work on work. Oh, okay. That's fair. Well, I hope you get to take one after work. If so, I definitely feel it in that the initial goal change each week, like Monday and Tuesday, are definitely the hardest to hit. But by the end of the week, there's been a trend of exceeding the goal. So that's fun. That is very fun. And yeah, just shows that you have great flexibility as a writer. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited to get to the middle of the book. Because I feel like once I get through this sequence, the rest of it is going to be whoosh. I think the rest of the book is going to go pretty quickly. But I do admit that this sequence is the one that I'm the least sure about and the least happy with. So this chapter that I'm starting today, I think I have to find a new entry point into. I think it's going to take a lot of new draft words, this sequence, and a lot of, reconfiguring. So we're going into a little bit of a challenging part, but I'm trying not to think about that too much. JK is revising chapter 21 of 30. Getting there. Oh my goodness. Over 2/3 done. That's awesome. Mars is also around the midpoint. Love that for us. And so is Leia. Amazing. Amazing. I've got Steak streams on Tuesdays, but maybe I'll do a 15-minute walk before if I can, though. It's pitch black at that time now. I know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start really getting better about breaking out my treadmill and doing walks while I'm working because the darkness is here. Um, and I'm starting to feel that, like, crunch of wanting to get everything done after work, and then the sun goes down so fast. So, yep, we have to switch into our, like, winter mindsets, Haga mindsets, getting cozy, and getting the treadmill out. Congrats to Leia. Oh, hello, working Steeg. Welcome. Have a million things to do, but rather be here. Thank you. Hopefully, we can keep you company at work, and I hope your shift is not too much longer. Um, and then you can go work on all those other million things that you want to do. But all right, friends, let's get us into a sprint before we chitty chat too much longer. I'm gonna do an autumn leaves timer. Speaking of the season, I saw a post that said the world doesn't end at 7 p.m. You can still do things after the sun goes down. And I find myself repeating that every day. That is so true. Yeah, that's so true. I find like the hours between 7 and 8 is like my stupid brain time where I'm just not able to really get myself to do anything productive. But then after 8 p.m., I feel the pressure of the closing of the day, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, gotta" usually write is what happens, or read or do whatever it is on my to-do list. But but there's youth out there, says Malin. They're scary. So you have to, put on a big, like, witch's cloak so they know not to mess with you, or you'll curse them. Um, okay, I'm gonna pull this back to 30. All right, so here's our first sprint, everybody, with 8 extra added seconds. Good luck. There we are. That is the end of the first sprint. How did we do? I did well. I kind of like I said before, I think that was a big thinking and considering sprint for me as I figured out the new way I'm going to start this chapter. Um, but yeah, I got 250 words into it, so we found our new entry point, which is good. And I think I can really just write on the next one. So yeah, that was good for me. I found a nice spot to kind of develop the arc with Hera's magic, since that has been something I've been trying to work on in this draft, where that is a subplot of her getting more acquainted with her magic and then eventually finding things that she can do that other people haven't done before. So, yeah, I'm happy we found a good entry point that can work with all of that. So, yeah. Malin said ate lunch and then the sun came out, and I was like, let me get ready for a walk anyway, and did some work. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad that you're still going to go on your walk. Work will always be there. And, what's 24 hours if it means that you can be a little healthier? Mars is up to 682 words for the day. One more sprint should get me to 1,000. Excellent job. And we can definitely do that. Let me see. Yeah, I would really love to. I'm telling myself to, like, every time that I write, I should try, or every day that I write, I should try to do like a NaNoWriMo amount of words just for the second half of November and do 1667. I'm not going to write every day probably, but I'd like to try and push myself to start getting some big word counts. But yeah, I'm also trying to speed read a book for my book club on Wednesday. So once again, I have a lot of things competing with my writing time, but I love the challenge. Leia is almost done with chapter 19, 368 words. Very well done. Guys crushed it. That was a good warm-up sprint for JK, 223 words. For context, the main male character has just come back from spending time with the female main character, and he's come back to a long line of customers at his bakery. Oh, and an angry side character. I love this. Sounds like he maybe spent a little more time than he should have and missed the beginning of his shift, if I had to guess. The book club deadline, those get me all the time. Yeah, seriously, I kind of forgot that we had a meeting this month at all. So I like panic requested the book from the library, and yeah, but thankfully it's a short book. It's only 300 pages. It's called Julie Chan is Dead. I heard about it on one of my book podcasts. But yeah, it's very easy to read. The chapters are like really, really short. It's one of those ones where really like every scene is a chapter. So it just flies by. And I read 60 pages of it last night. So I should be able to do it just barely by the skin of my teeth. That and the Libby hold deadline. Yeah. Let me know what you think about the new Libby system where you can like indefinitely suspend a hold and then ask for it back when you're ready. And you can have that on hold for up to a year. I'm kind of digging it so far. Let me know what you think. How do you know? But yeah, they aren't happy with him. His break should have ended a while ago. That's funny. I love that his coworkers are characters in the book as well. It reminds me of when I worked at a sandwich counter and we would have lines like that wrapped all the way around the store. And it was so stressful to be at the cash counter, just being like, and it was like this tiny store. It was like, get these people out of here. Too many people. But that's fun. It's fun to put your characters in stressful situations sometimes. All right, friends, I'm gonna get us into our next sprint to make sure we get a another good one in before I have to go to work. Um, Mars said, I've got a few books with the suspended hold right now, but I've only taken one off the suspension. I still had to wait 2 days for a copy, but that's not bad. Yeah, yeah. The 2 days isn't too bad. Um, I think I've only successfully taken one off of hold as well. So I'm going to try not to abuse it too much. Boo, boo. But we must. That is what we're here to do. All right, here's our autumn leaves again. And we'll shorten it up just a smidge. Um, Here we go. Here's just about 25 minutes. Good luck, everyone. All right, everyone. Good work. There's the end of our sprint. That went by so fast for me. Yeah, lots and lots of just thinking and considering uh on that scene and just reading back like the other scenes I've written thus far where Hera uses her magic and trying to think about how I'm advancing it in this scene. So yeah, it's been a little slow for me this morning, but we got 500 words in and I got like a rough version of this scene done and probably needs some expanding, but for now, good enough. And I'm really glad to have a version of it down on paper. So yeah. Um Leia left us but finished chapter 19, which is excellent. Um, and Mars also hit their goal, made it to 1,012 words for the day, which is excellent. Look at that. Like it's not even 9 a.m. and you have 1,000 words. Malin is just walking back now. Very good. I'm glad you took that break. And yeah, um, thank you guys so much for joining me. I am going to wrap it up here after our second sprint as usual because I must away to the day job. But yeah, I'm very grateful for the accountability and that we got some words in. I know it would be very easy for me to not write when I have to like speed read this book today. But I really wanted to make sure that I did the writing first so that I had, no excuse to skip it and made sure we still got it in. New music equals new book ideas? Blink, blink? Potentially in the Knights of Death universe. Ooh, this is interesting. But you do not need another book idea. I'll tell you that one for free. You are so welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you, friends, for joining us always. It's so helpful to have you here. And hopefully, I might do another one on Thursday. We'll see how I'm feeling. 152 words written, up to 428 for the day. Thanks for the sprint. You're so welcome. Thanks for coming. I'm glad you got to join. What's more projects in the future project drawer? We love stressing ourselves out. Alrighty, friends. I will see you around so soon somewhere else on the writing internet. So thanks again. Bye.